What's up? Why don't we know this here? And today we're going to do a little bit of Economics 101 and look at supply and demand. So firstly, let's define those two words. Supply is the availability of a good or service. And demand is how many people are willing to acquire a good or service. This is called a supply and demand curve and is used a lot in economics. It's actually quite easy to understand. It just illustrates the behavior of supply and demand to changes in quantity and price. As the price increases, the demand for an item will decrease as less people are able to afford it or are unwilling to pay the higher price. The inverse is true for supply. As the price of a good increases, supply should also go up as suppliers, seeing a good opportunity, try to provide that good or service to take advantage. The supply and demand curve also shows that as the quantity for an item goes up, the supply goes down. This is because the more you have of something, it tends to decrease the price if there's too much of it available. But also, as the price goes down as the quantity increases, more people now are willing to pay for that item. So therefore, demand goes up in that scenario. In economics, there is always an optimal point or ideal scenario when it comes to price versus the quantity of something. That is normally where the supply and demand curves cross each other, and this is called the equilibrium. However, the equilibrium shows the optimal situation for everyone, taking both buyers and sellers into account. But a business who's just trying to make money probably will price their product higher, and even though it won't benefit the consumer, it allows them to make more money. And these kind of decisions happen every day in the real world. Let's use an example, say a Beyonce concert ticket. Well, if the show is sold out in a full stadium, you can't just increase the amount of seats. You could throw another concert, but maybe Beyonce, being a busy woman, doesn't want to spend an extra night in Podunk, USA. As you would see in the real world, prices then start to go up as there's a low supply. And they can go up very quickly and very fast. And you may not be aware of this, but businesses sometimes employ this strategy, restricting the supply of something to try and force the price up. Ever wondered why you see things like limited availability, exclusive collection? It's essentially the supplier or the business reducing the quantity of something to try and be able to charge more for it, which nets them more income. The usual reminder, and thanks again. Until next time, peace.